Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Rochmawati and now I am creating this video to fulfill my course Thesis Proposal Seminar, and in this video I would like to present about my Thesis Proposal Seminar in chapter 1, only chapter 1, that consists of background of the study, problem of the study, hypothesis of the study, objective of the study, and significance of the study, and also definition of the key term. My title is The Effectiveness of Reading Webtoon on Students' Vocabulary Mastery. For the background of the study, learning English is very important for EFL learners, especially vocabulary. By mastering vocabulary, EFL learners can be easily to learn other basic competences such as reading, listening, speaking, and writing. EFL learners may get difficulties when they are not learn English vocabulary. The fact that happens when teaching vocabulary for EFL learners, the teacher is not confident if they have to combine the material with the technology. Moreover, in this millennial era, EFL learners can be called by millennial learners that very familiar with technology. Besides the teacher, the EFL learners also get difficulties when they are learning vocabulary, such as difficult to understand the meaning of the vocabulary, and they feel bored when they study English. In the previous study, reading is one of the ways that can improve students' vocabulary mastery. It evidenced by study of Vidyati in 2018 and Kamal 2019. Vidyati states that interesting technique is effect highly for EFL learners. The study that shows interesting ways in learning vocabularies is through reading webtoons that conducted by Wulandari and Lestari in 2019. They state that reading webtoon can be an interesting media for teaching millennial learners. The learners also have big opportunity to learn vocabulary everywhere and anytime. On the other hand, it also has a problem, for example, when they have poor internet connection, and when the learners have to open the dictionary first when they find the difficult words. Sometimes EFL learners find unfamiliar words in webtoon that have many slang words that can make the learners hard to understand the vocabulary by their own self. For the problem of the study, there is any significant effect between students who read webtoons and those who are not reading webtoons on students' vocabulary mastery. And for the hypothesis of the study, there is significant effect between students who read webtoon and those who are not read webtoons on students' vocabulary mastery. And for the negative hypothesis. There is significant effect between students who read webtoons and those who are not read webtoons on students' vocabulary mastery. For objectives of the study, to know the significant different effect between students who read webtoon and those who are not read webtoons on students' vocabulary mastery. And then the significance of the study, there is two, theoretically and practically. For the theoretically, the researcher expect to support the theory about mastering vocabulary and applying the reading webtoon to increase the students' vocabulary. And for practically, this research expected that can contribute some significant progress in teaching vocabulary in several parts such as students, English education students or English students. Mastering vocabulary through reading webtoon can help the English students or English learners improve their vocabulary mastery. This research enables the students to get a new experience for learning vocabulary through reading webtoons. And for the English teacher, the researcher expects that it can give the idea for teachers to increase their students' vocabulary by teaching use webtoon as a media for teaching learning. And for the future researcher, the future by this research could be one of the reference to conduct the same research that divide the same strategies and different research designed to improve the quality of teaching vocabulary through reading webtoons. This study can be a reference and an inspiration to the other researcher that wants to conduct similar studies to increase the quality of the teaching vocabulary. And then the last is definition of the key term. The first is webtoon. I state that webtoon is a combination of web cartoon that has a story and picture to express the character in the story. It is also called a digital comic or digital cartoon that developed in South Korea and current becoming a new trend in global. And I found in the fourth journal. And for the second is mastering vocabulary. Vocabulary is one of the components that must mastered by the English learner. By mastering vocabulary, English learner will capable to study English in the 4 basic skills such as listening, writing, reading, speaking, and use the vocabulary that they know in appropriate condition. Yeah, I think it's all of my presentation, and it is my reference that give me inspiration to create the background of the study and also the definition of the key term.